Let me say this, that when the Gen Zs were really in charge, so to speak, all manner of people were supporting them. People saying that, they're doing a good thing, and, everybody was going towards them and saying that, they have, a solution. They are saying the right things. Again, if you go to even Mau Mau, you find that it wasn't really like Idivint was saying that now I'm going to lead this thing, and, I will be, again, it was group leadership. And even those people didn't have a lot of education. They came together and they had cells, and they were working from various places, various communities, and trade unions also involved. Some of the very conscientious politicians like Pinto and so on, supporting Bildad Kagia and so on. If you come to the NCA, NCC, civil society, even the faiths being there and political opposition, again, it was a group of many people working together. And even the Gen Zs, even they said that they were leaderless and all that. You saw that there were, if I can say, luminaries among them who are working together. So if people don't work together, it won't work. And we shall be, or you will be, or I don't know, how to characterize it, mincemeat. Because you're against people who have been here for 6 decades, and they know, the system. They have the money, they have the networks, they have, many advantages. And so that is why I think that it is really time for, all these people have been in these spaces saying, why don't we have a physical? Why? Because we know each other. We know the people who drive, whether it's the ex-spaces, who drive the political parties of progressive people, who drive, who are good, who are positive in the faith sector, who are, civil society, who are all those spaces. So that people come and say, okay, what do we think is the way forward? Because when the country begins to see these people together, then the country has a reference point. As of now, if it is one group on its own, another group of its own, and so on and so forth, the people are saying, all those entities are kind of separated. They are kind of weak. So they are not able to really see like how it happened during the Mau Mau, it happened during the NCNCC, the Gen Zs. They are not able to see the group that they are attracted to, the magnet. Yes, I agree, people can build their candidatures and so on, and build their political parties and so on, but we don't have time. There isn't time. If by 2026, let us say by June, end of June, something has not come together to excite Kenyans, then Kenyans might not ultimately believe that there is another solution. And that's when they'll go back to their tribal things. So I would myself say we need that kind of, it was called, a civic group coalition. It was called by many, that needs to be there. And within it, you can have those people who are doing the political thing, who are saying, okay, we are building, like you have political parties within it, which are progressive. If it is Martha as a political party, Okia as a political party, Morara as a political party, whoever are identified as progressive people, so there is room for them there. There's room for people who are trying to say, what is the manifesto? Like Akenaboni, who say, what is really this economic thing that must be done to the people's Manainji manifesto that is being worked on? Who is going to do civic education to reach the grassroots that is worked on, and all that kind of stuff, so that there is a movement. Because if Kenyans don't see a movement, as I said earlier, they will simply say, oh, okay, well, it looked like the Gen Z said something, there's a sequel group. But the more we say we are going to work separately for a long time, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but if we take too long, then we abort that vision that people may be waiting for. And let me, as I conclude, also say that if Raila does not get this seat of AU, who knows? He might at some point decide that, he's going to be a candidate again. So I'm sure if Ruto saw that he was having a hard time and there was, Raila who can, be a friend and be put forward, that can be agreed on. They can agree on that. They can even agree on Kalonzo because they know that all those guys will not hurt them. So we really need to be woke and realize that if we don't have a game soon, then we will be played. And, in Kiswahili, they say, mapinduzi si lele mama. And there was a quotation of Maya Angelou, and I still rise. And so, we don't have a lot of time. And I don't see why, all those people who are saying that they are progressive, as Kabando did say, just having like a cup of tea, even if they are, for the time being, growing their outfits, like have a cup of tea. Kenyans see them and they see that even if not immediate, but there is a journey, and the journey will come to fruition, and you give people hope. For me, that is what has worked historically, whether it's Momo, it's NCNCC, Gen Z, that is what has worked historically. And I laughed when Fabi said, Kibwana is a good leader. The problem is that he's not a fighter. But maybe some of the younger people don't know our history. How, we fought with Moi for the Katiba. How even in Makueni, just a small county, we had to fight to say that corruption can't work, and so on and so forth. But there is learning for all of us. And I like the Gen Z, Gen Zote. I really like that. And I applaud, all the people who, Hillary, who do this kind of, who help, to get conversations going. Abdi, Redemptor, and all your colleagues, because these spaces are very important, because many ideas are coming through, and the work of Akina Bonnie, Akina Joshua, Akina everybody, what Duncan was saying and so on. We have a good thing. Let's not lose it. And I thank you so much for being here with us. I have taken all the hours, 4 hours and a half, and